Hello, learners. Welcome back. Message 3 of your first week. So we discussed a little bit about running history, running clubs history. We discussed in the next message, we talked about how the overall season would look like. So let's talk about the next most basic thing that we all should be thinking about, which is the gears that you need to be having. See, listen, any sport you do, you have to buy some gears, right? I mean, you go to watch cricket, you have to buy bat, ball, all that. You go to basketball, you need a ball. Like anything you do, you will have gears. Now, running, if you compare it with other sports, has got the least requirement of gears. But I only said least, I didn't say no requirement, right? So the least requirement of gears is always there on the running side. And I would recommend all of you to at least follow these minimum requirements. That is just for you to make sure that you don't get injured and you have a good support structure when it comes to gear for you to enjoy your running journey. So let me hand over to Coach Indu. Coach, what do you think is the most important gear that everyone must have, and how should they go about procuring it?
So when you talk about the most important gear, the first thing comes to my mind is watch. But I know all of us are all settled in with either Garmin or Apple Watch, and I'm sure most of you have synced it, tried it out and stuff like that. But of course, when it comes to running, the most important gear is good running shoes. Because it's not, I remember earlier, I used to go to the store, buy the cheapest, the sale, whatever, 30%, 40% off, or maybe the most prettiest shoe, but then injury used to follow. So there is a science behind, the shoe, basically, that is to protect our knees and, have a good running form. So what I would recommend is go to a running store, like in New Jersey, we have Road Runners, we have Princeton Running Company. One of these stores where they would analyze your form, they have a treadmill there. So they'll ask you to run, suggest shoes based on your form, any aches and pains that you may have. And, they would suggest you 3 or 4 shoes and you could try them out, again, run on the treadmill, and then you can pick what you want. So the shoes which comes to my mind, what they usually, runners have is either Brooks or maybe New Balance or Asics or Hoka, one of them. And then you can just go ahead with whatever you feel comfortable right there at the store. So that's my suggestion to new runners.
Absolutely.
Or even existing runners who are looking to buy a shoe.
Absolutely. Key message there, guys, is the go to a running shoe store. She didn't say go to a shoe store. A running shoe store is a specialty shoe store specifically for running. And you will see that you will have treadmills inside. There will be some equipments inside to check your running pronation, all that good stuff. So go for that. That was a great input, Coach. What about when you go and buy these shoes? You named a couple of good brands. What is the typical price range for these shoes?
Yeah, so it ranges anywhere between, say, $120, $125 to $150. So that's what, that's what we are looking at typically.
And also the Runners Eye Group also has a discount code with the running shoe store that you mentioned. It is a national shoe store sign. I will, kind of make sure I'll confirm this to make sure that it is active. And you can tell our club name, and then you get some 10% additional discount and things like that.
That's good.
And this is also holiday time, perfect time to go and buy the shoes, And talking of shoes, before all this running journey, I'll buy a shoe and then I will make sure that I wear it and use it till the shoe soles are completely worn out and I can see my foot touching the ground. Till the time I'm not changing the shoes. No. Those days are over. 500 miles maximum per shoe. That's all. So if you go for a half marathon season of training with us, and if you complete the entire season of 17 weeks, you probably would be running anywhere between 300 to 325 miles. Full marathoners will run 450 miles. That means think of it as one season, one shoe. So that next season, when you buy the new shoe, these old shoes will be there, and you take some time for the new shoe to get run in, and then you discard the old shoe. 500 miles. That's it. My coach tells me 400 miles, but you know what? That's too much. 500 miles is good. 500 miles max is per shoe you should think about. It'll save a lot of other injuries by doing it. Just because the shoe looks good doesn't mean that the shoe is good. After 500 miles, it loses all its elasticity and all that. So it doesn't give you the shock absorption that a shoe is expected to deliver, and thereby protecting your joints. Coach Saurabh, what's the next most important sort of gear that we should be thinking about?
Sure, Coach Bala. So now, guys, you know the shoes, the brands, everything, right? So it's not like one size fits all. So even though you say, okay, I want to go for Brooks, Brooks may have say like three things: stability, Adnil, Ghost, right? But not each Ghost is just going to fit for all of you. So they have a concept called as an insole. So what exactly is an insole? It's a fitted sole inside your shoes. And if you go to any runner's shoes, as Coach Indu mentioned, right? They ask you to run on a treadmill, make sure that your foot is landing correctly, even after using this Brooks or Asics, right? And make sure that the insole is providing you the 100% support to your foot. So they mold the sole little bit in such a way that your pressure, if it is going on the further, they balance it out, and the pressure is made sure that it is balanced out on both the sides when you are landing your foot. So I think along with the shoes, insoles is equally important when you are buying your shoes. So
beautifully, very well said. See, I mean, as Coach Saurabh told, the goal is to make sure that there is no gap between the under part of your foot and the shoe, so that maximum the force gets dissipated across the entire area of the foot, so that the force per unit area, the pressure because of which is uniform and as less as possible, because more area is available to transfer the force of running to the ground and back. So that's why the 100% surface area contact is really important. And the insole, custom fitted insole, comes to around, I think, anywhere between 70 to 80 bucks US dollars for do that. Doing that, right, sir? So that's what you need to do. I do it standard. Every time I buy a new shoe, I go and get an insole fitted. It makes a huge difference, guys. Let me share my own experience. In my first 5-6 years of running, I didn't have a coach. There was no science. There was only art in my running. That means just passion, just desire, and just go and brute force it. So I did nothing like this. And I used to have so much of leg pain, knee pain, shin pain. Run I used to do, but I used to come back and my wife and kids used to they'll see me not mobile, just lying down on the floor, and then they'll come and do some massaging. And in fact, my wife will say, my God, you stop running, because every time you come back, there's so much of work I have to do to just get you back to normalcy. Those days are gone. Now I can go and run 20 miles, come back and just act as if nothing has happened and just do other things in life, right? But it's because of the gear support. So that's why gears are important, guys. And thank you, Coach, for those shares. I just want to bring this message home by one more important item on gears, which is winter gears. We are running, especially those in the US, East Coast and other areas. Australia is okay, but Canada is going to be really bad. You need to make sure you have wonderful winter running gears. It starts with an excellent thermal sort of elastic, what do you call it? It looks like a yoga pant, but it is really, and I'll send you some links. It's pretty secondary layer that gives you beautiful warmth. Then you have the bandana. Some people have woolen bandanas to cover your ears. A couple of layers of running, which we all will do during winter. Because the beauty about winter running is, if you're clothed properly, your body gets warmed up. And when your body gets warmed up, the run is so beautiful in winter. Because your body is warm, outside is cold, your heart rate is slow as a result, and you just enjoy that run and you come back like really warm and ready to go. So that's why some gears are important, winter gears. We'll also send you more information. Coaches will give more information. So make these things ready. Definitely in warm-up week, you should be 100% ready with these equipments, so that come next year when the season starts, we'll be ready. Okay. Thank you, coaches, for your thought process. And let's meet in the last message shortly. Take care, guys.
Thanks.